Hi, I'm Melissa from Starry Family Farm. Today I'm going to talk to you about archery. So we are in our second year of 4-H and the kids really wanted to do archery this year. So if you have kids that want to do archery, 4-H is a really inexpensive way to do that. So basically you'd have to enroll in 4-H, but you don't have to join a club. You could register like as an independent, and that is, the cost for that is $10 per kid. And then archery through 4-H is, for us, it's $15 a kid. That might vary a little bit depending on where you live, but so far just 10 to register for 4-H and then 15 per kid for the archery part of that. So that's $25 per kid. So our 4-H archery program is ran through an archery club that's not very far away from us. And when you go to practice, they only have practice once a month here, and that might vary depending on where you are also. But they supply all the bows and arrows and cardboard targets and everything for no additional fee. They will test your kid to see if they are right or left-handed with a bow. Surprise, surprise, just because they're right-handed does not mean they'll be a right-handed shooter, apparently. All of my kids are right-handed, but 2 of them actually shoot left-handed. I guess it just depends on which of your eyes is better at seeing, I guess. And then for the competitions, they are also provided with the bows and arrows and targets and everything, and none of that costs any extra. However, like I said, practice is only once a month, and so if you wanted to practice at home, like in your backyard or on your farm or whatever, then you would need to get your own bows and arrows. The archery club uses compound bows, and you can get them, used on like a website like Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace, or Shields also sells used bows. So they're probably going to cost you, on the low end a couple $100, on the high end several $100, depending on the quality that you get. But if you wanted to keep costs at a minimum and not buy a bow, but you still wanted your child to be able to practice more, there are other options. So our archery club actually has like archery teams that practice once every week. And here it's only like $25 for 8 weeks, which is not bad. And then you get to use their bows and everything. Another thing though is if your child is, I believe, 12 or older, they have to take the hunter safety class. They have an online lesson that takes, I want to say it took her like 8 hours to complete. And then after that, she had to go to a 2-hour class, like in a classroom setting, where basically she said they just talked about the same things that she learned online. And the cost for all of that is, I believe it was like $25. But if your child is younger than that, you don't have to worry about that until they reach that age. But also, they only have to take that the one time. So as long as they pass, you're good. And the tests are set up online where if they don't pass the first time, like per test, then they retake it until they pass, basically. So you're pretty much guaranteed to pass. She was very happy to be done with the class, and she was very happy that she won't have to ever take it again. We homeschool, and so basically she used 2 of her homeschool days to just do this online class because it was just, there was so much to it, and we kind of waited until the last minute, and I'm just like, you have to have this done before you go to that like in-house class for that 2-hour piece. And so we kind of were rushing to get it all in, and so basically she didn't do real school for like 2 days. Another cool thing about that class though is that they can be registered for guns and archery at the same time if they wanted to, because both archery and gun safety are taught in that online lesson and in the classroom setting. So the kids have really, really been enjoying archery. They're super excited to be able to compete in the fair, and they have a couple of other competitions before the fair. They have a lot of practicing to do, if they want to do well. They've only been to a couple practices, and that's all they've ever done for archery. So we're probably going to have to try and get our hands on some fairly inexpensive bows that they can shoot, like out in the field and get a bunch of practice time in. But all in all, we are super happy that we got the kids signed up for archery. It's something that they really enjoy, and it's just a different skill that they can have and carry with. So the next part I'm going to show is actually practice from each of the kids, and it was only like it was Eli's first practice and the girls' second practice, and they're very long. They're like an hour and a half, you know, because they only meet once a month. And so the littler kids who can't do archery yet, you know, we have to find things for them to do, bring coloring books, and they entertain themselves too, but enjoy.
So when you go back, often the tools. Normally up.